breaking news, chaos on the Strip. A gunman kills one, then squares off against SWAT teams in Las Vegas. A section of the Strip shut down. This just hours after the Bellagio Hotel is put on lockdown after armed burglars wearing masks attempt a major jewelry heist. Also developing, brawls breaking out at a pro-Trump rally in California. This as the White House regroups after the devastating healthcare defeat. Vice President Pence announcing the war on Obamacare is not over. Details on President Trump's next move. Night strike, the tornado, dangerous winds and hail hitting in the middle of the night. This church destroyed. Deadly crash landing. Imagine coming home to this. A plane's nosedive blasting a quiet neighborhood, the fiery explosion, and what may have saved the homeowners. And assassin in action. Tonight, the chilling new surveillance video showing the apparent execution of one of Vladimir Putin's fierce critics.
From ABC News, this is ABC World News Tonight.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Yamas, and we begin tonight with the breaking news, the terrifying moments unfolding in Las Vegas. Chaos on the Strip. As we come on the air, parts of the Strip shut down tonight. Tourists sent scrambling. All of it sparked by a deadly shooting on a bus. The suspect barricading himself, surrounded by police. Hours after this at the Bellagio Hotel, at least 3 masked gunmen trying to rob a luxury store. Casino goers running for their lives amid the chaos. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is live on the Strip tonight with the details still coming in. Marcy?
Yeah, Tom, a normally bustling Las Vegas Strip, you can see, is shut down. Still a very active investigation here as police try to figure out what prompted today's violence.
We got one subject down in front of the Cosmo. He's underneath the bus stop.
Tonight, a standoff on the Las Vegas Strip. SWAT teams surrounding a gunman they say shot 2 people on a bus, killing one of them. Tourists watching it all unfold. This just hours after another tense scene that triggered a lockdown at one of the Strip's famed casinos. Armed and disguised in animal masks.
Possible active shooter in a zebra mask.
Witnesses say the 3 suspects seen in this video posted on YouTube carried out a high-end heist inside this jewelry store at the Bellagio.
I noticed a person in a pig mask, and he looked like he was holding something long and black in one hand, and then noticed that he was holding what looked like a gun in the other hand.
The thieves using sledgehammers to smash their way into the Rolex store just before 1 this morning. Police say no one was hurt and wouldn't reveal just how much the criminals managed to get away with before making what investigators describe as a clumsy escape.
They attempted to flee the scene in a vehicle. That vehicle failed to start for them. They tried to carjack some other people. That didn't go so well. They subsequently then fled on foot.
Police making at least 1 arrest, saying they're well on their way to tracking down the other suspects.
And Marcy, we know that at least 1 person was killed in that standoff tonight. What is the latest with it?
Yeah, and we're told that second victim suffered non-life-threatening injuries. We just got an update from police. They say the suspect was taken into custody without incident, and they have no reason to believe that these 2 incidents, the heist overnight and the shooting today, have any connection. Tom?
Marcy Gonzalez on a section of the Las Vegas Strip that looks like a ghost town tonight. All right, Marcy, thank you. Now to the new pictures just coming in from California. Violence breaking out at a pro-Trump rally in Huntington Beach. Punches thrown in various forms, all-out brawls. Police say a march of about 2,000 Trump supporters clashed with dozens of anti-Trump forces. They say anti-Trump protesters sparked the incident when they pepper-sprayed marchers. 3 people so far have been arrested. And emotions running high following President Trump's colossal defeat on the health care bill. The president and his team regrouping after failing to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act as promised throughout his campaign, failing to galvanize the Republican majority in the House. Vice President Mike Pence vowing to small business owners today in West Virginia the victory for Obamacare won't last long. ABC's David Wright at the White House tonight.
Today, with the GOP health plan in tatters, President Trump sought to reassure his supporters that all is not lost, tweeting, "Obamacare will explode, and we will all get together and piece together a great health care plan for the people. Do not worry." Vice President Pence brought much the same message to coal country.
We will end the Obamacare nightmare and give the American people the world-class health care that they deserve.
Millions of voters who got coverage under Obamacare are worried.
It's not a perfect plan, but I'm really grateful to have what I do have.
A sentiment shared even by some Trump supporters. ABC News recently met Mike Taylor, a Trump supporter for whom keeping Obamacare was a life or death issue.
What's worrying you?
If they do away with this, the insurance, they need to, I think they just need to reform it.
Today, he still supports Trump, but he's thankful Obamacare survives.
I'm glad they voted the way they did. Can't build a mansion overnight. Maybe they'll all get together and resolve it to where it'll still help us.
Whether or not Obamacare now explodes depends partly on Trump, according to Andy Slavitt, who helped President Obama implement the Affordable Care Act.
It's completely within the power of the administration right now to decide how successful this law is. And if it fails, it's going to fail because they decided to let it fail.
During the campaign, Trump promised this would be easy.
You're going to have such great health care at a tiny fraction of the cost, and it's going to be so easy.
Only to get a serious reality check once in office.
Health care is a very, very difficult subject. It's a very complex subject, and it's a subject that, goes both ways.
Now the administration is cutting its losses and moving on to tax reform.
Working with this Congress, President Trump is going to pass the largest tax cut since the days of Ronald Reagan.
Trump White House now promising tax reform. David joins us from the White House. David, the Trump administration has had trouble with their travel ban, now health care, and it looks like tax reform will not be any easier.
Not any easier at all, Tom. And here's why. Every special interest that currently enjoys a tax loophole and every special interest that wants one, they're going to be lobbying their members of Congress. And that's why we haven't had tax reform in more than 30 years.
David Wright tonight with the next big battle for President Trump. David, thank you. Much more on this tomorrow on This Week when George goes one-on-one with Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Freedom Caucus Chair Mark Meadows. Next to the fiery crash landing, shattering the quiet on a residential street in Georgia. Take a look at this, a small plane spiraling out of control, slamming down into a yard and erupting into flames, killing the pilot on board. Why the family escaped injury, ABC's Eva Pilgrim reports.
Tonight, this fiery plane crash under investigation.
The house is on fire.
A home engulfed in an inferno.
Plane crash!
No, a plane just crashed.
The Atlanta suburb rocked by the explosion.
We do have a column of smoke in the area.
A small Cessna plane slamming into the lawn of this home, killing the pilot.
I looked back up and I saw the plane just spiraling out of control. And then it started taking a nosedive and spiraling down.
This is a house fire resulted from an aircraft crash.
Investigators say the plane took off from Cincinnati, and according to air traffic control audio from the cockpit, there was a problem with the autopilot.
We'll definitely be looking at that and seeing if it was a factor.
The family who lives here, thankfully not home, at church at the time of the crash, telling neighbors they were saved.
By the grace of God, that's exactly how he put it.
There were roughly 135 small plane crashes a year. That's about 10 a month, many due to losing control of the aircraft. Tonight, NTSB investigators pouring through the mangled wreckage of the crash site.
As you can see, they're moving the plane as they continue to pinpoint exactly what happened, saying they're going to research both the pilot and the plane's histories. Tom?
Eva Pilgrim for us tonight. Eva, thanks so much. Now to the severe weather pushing east. The cleanup underway after a tornado blew through Arkansas, north of Little Rock, plus fierce winds and dangerous storms damaging this church, stunning the faithful outside Shreveport, Louisiana. Here's ABC's Philip Mena.
Tonight, destruction in the south as a new threat takes aim at Tornado Alley.
The dining area was there.
In Ringgold, Louisiana, Pastor Martha Griggs' church of nearly 40 years destroyed by extreme wind overnight.
It brought me to tears.
The roof and cinder block walls blown down, Bibles scattered in the debris.
And I'm just so thankful that there was no one in the building, no one got hurt.
That same line of storms spawning an EF2 tornado in Cato, Arkansas.
Here's a frame from a mobile home that was blown off.
The twister on the ground for less than a minute, but flipping this mobile home. The bottom gone, and this home's ceiling caved in. The night storm making it dangerous for drivers in Bentley, Kansas, pelted by hail up to the size of golf balls. Tom, this church is a total loss, but Sunday worship will go on. The pastor here telling us she'll hold services at her home nearby until a new church can be built. Tom?
That hail and those winds so devastating. All right, Philip, thanks so much. Senior meteorologist Rob Marciano joins us now with the forecast. And Rob, we're talking about a possible tornado threat?
Yeah, and a couple of rounds of them, Tom. We have storms that are firing tonight. Luckily, not a whole lot of damage with these, but they're still going on east of New Orleans up through Nashville. You see the wide expanse there. But we're in this very active, amplified pattern. And the storm coming out of the Rockies tomorrow gets into the plains, and we've got a higher threat, I think, for severe weather. Oklahoma City, almost down to Dallas, and it's going to last through the overnight, and tornadoes will be a risk there. So very dangerous situation into Monday, into the Mississippi towns, including Memphis and Greenville. And in advance of this storm, we're looking for spring-like temperatures across parts of the east, but still some cool shots of air for Boston, New York, and D.C., so you want to keep that coat handy the next couple of days.
40 still in New York. All right, Rob, thanks so much. Heading overseas now to the disturbing images emerging from Ukraine. The surveillance video appearing to show the assassination of a vocal critic of Russian President Vladimir Putin. And it's just the latest in a series of deadly incidents, raising new questions tonight. ABC's Ron Claiborne tracking this for us.
In this chilling, newly released video, the Russian defector can be seen walking down a street. That's him, Denis Voronenkov, on the right in dark clothing, his bodyguard on his left. Watch as a man approaches from behind, steps up to Voronenkov, and shoots him. The bodyguard charges the attacker. As the victim lay on the ground, his bodyguard can be seen firing at the fleeing assailant, fatally wounding him. But Voronenkov was dead on the street in the Ukrainian capital. And officials there immediately blamed Russia, calling the murder an act of state terrorism. Voronenkov, a member of the Russian parliament, fled to Ukraine last fall while under investigation for corruption. He immediately became an outspoken critic of Russian President Vladimir Putin. In recent weeks, he had given several interviews in which he said his life was in danger. Over the years, a number of Putin critics have been murdered. 2 years ago, Boris Nemtsov, a prominent anti-Putin politician, gunned down near the Kremlin. And in 2006, Alexander Litvinenko was poisoned by radioactive material in London. Officially, Voronenkov's slaying remains unsolved. His murderer was carrying a Ukrainian passport, but Ukrainian officials insist Russia ordered the hit to silence him. And Russian officials dismissed the accusation as absurd. A spokesman for Vladimir Putin said he hoped that Ukrainian investigators are able to solve the murder, and Mr. Putin even invited the victim's widow to return to Russia. Tom?
We'll see if she accepts that invitation. All right, Ron, thanks so much. Now to the U.S. military admitting tonight it launched an airstrike in Iraq that reportedly killed scores of civilians. The U.S. saying Iraqi security forces requested the airstrike on ISIS targets in Mosul on March 17th. Officials did not confirm casualty numbers, but health workers on the ground say at least 100 people were killed. And we're learning more tonight about the final moments of the man accused in that horrific attack in London. Details coming out about the suspect's alleged ties to Saudi Arabia, and questions intensifying on whether he worked alone. ABC's Jennifer Eccleston with the latest from our London bureau.
New video of the attacker moments after his deadly rampage. Police rushed to the policeman, fatally stabbed. The killer already shot down, surrounded. The gates into Britain's parliament open, unguarded. This image shows that policeman posing for a photograph with an American tourist moments before that horrific scene. Tonight, investigators are racing to unravel Khalid Massoud's past. Saudi Arabia confirming Massoud was in their country 3 times since 2005, stressing he was not on a terror or criminal watch list. My God! Also tonight, that key question, did he act alone? British media reporting the 52-year-old used the WhatsApp messaging service just 2 minutes before the terror unfolded. Just who was he communicating with? Not known. The British Muslim convert was born Adrian Russell Wjla, spending time in prison for assault and investigated for links with extremists more than a decade ago. He was determined low risk.
Tonight, police have 1 man in custody. 10 others have been arrested and released since Wednesday's rampage. And police will be searching computer files seized for any indication that the perpetrator received support, encouragement, or specific directions to carry out the attack. Tom?
Jennifer Eccleston from where that attack happened. Jennifer, thanks so much. There's still much more ahead on World News Tonight on this Saturday. The crash of a self-driving Uber SUV Who was at fault, man or machine? And the major announcement from Uber following the accident. Plus, a potential alternative to rising health insurance premiums. How you can save hundreds of dollars a month. And man is among sharks' biggest enemies, but this shark turning to a human for help. What happened? Stay with us.
This is ABC World News Tonight, brought to you by Progressive Insurance.
People just can't get enough of me and my discounts. So this year, they're getting a whole lot more. Box 365, the calendar. Everyone knows my paperless, safe driver, and multi-car discounts, but they're about to see a whole new side of me. Heck, I can get you over $600 in savings. Cha-cha. Do I look like I've been hurt before? Because I've been hurt before.
Actually, your session is up.
Hang on. I call this next look Junior Year Abroad.
Hey, need fast heartburn relief? Try Cool Mint Zantac. It releases a cooling sensation in your mouth and throat. Zantac works in as little as 30 minutes. Next